Alright, let's get started with this. So yeah, welcome to this speedrun of Batman Arkham Knight, main story, normal. This is kind of in preparation for a marathon run that I'm going to do on Wednesday. I'll be doing this at the GDQ hotfix. Actually, in the GDQ hotfix I'll be doing easy, but because I still really want to try to get a PB in normal, I'll be doing normal for this stream. And so I'm going to be doing a run basically with commentary to kind of de-rust it. I might need to do more than one run with commentary throughout the week, but I might do that, or I might like just watch my other runs that had commentary. Yeah, so we'll get started. Yeah, so the timing doesn't start right now, it starts a little bit later. I'll let you know when the time starts. So, kind of as a preface for this game is a sequel to, it's the third in the Batman Arkham trilogy and the fourth in the anthology. There is a prequel game that came out as well. In the previous game, which is Arkham City, there's a supervillain named the Joker who, basically, he has a blood illness, and he injects his blood into Batman in order to inspire Batman to help cure him of it. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. Joker does succumb to his illness at the end of the day, and the first thing we're going to do in this game is burn the body. But yeah, to kind of help Batman save him, he also sent his blood to hospitals around the city as well. But Joker does die at the end of Arkham City, and Batman and Gordon do find those blood bags and stop them from going into people. First, I'm going to just sort of make sure that I'm playing on normal, because that's the difficulty I want to be at. In the marathon again, I'll be on easy. And so the timing here starts when I start burning the body, so I'll count down, I'll say 3, 2, 1, go, and on go, the timer will start. So 3, 2, 1, go. And after we start burning the body, we're going to be treated to an epic narration by Commissioner Gordon. Which we won't actually understand in just the main story.
This is how it happened. This is how the Batman died.
Okay, so basically in the narration that we're skipping, what Gordon has said is that basically after the Joker died, he expected there to be a power vacuum that and there would be a bunch of violence in order to fill, but that never happened. So Gordon was a little bit skeptical of, like, he assumed something big is coming, but so far nothing bad has happened. Right now we're playing the role of Officer Owens in this diner. There's this nice waitress named Sharon here. There are a lot of Easter eggs in this diner. Like here it says something about Arkham Asylum. Over there you see a poster of some airships. Goliath's still at large. These are all going to be kind of explained later on throughout this story, although we won't pay that much attention. We will be skipping through a lot of things. And then we get this guy here who complains about some guy in the corner smoking, so we're a cop, this is our job now. So we'll take a look at that.
Excuse me, sir. There's no smoking in here.
Yeah, so I guess he didn't like being told to stop smoking. Yeah, so now we see the whole diner has basically turned into monsters. A little bit scary, they're all attacking each other. But it's okay, we are a cop, we do have a gun, we can defend ourselves. So we will do so. Here it is faster to shoot this guy and then walk forward. You don't have to shoot the guy casually. It changes like some NPC dialogue down the line, which doesn't really affect the story. But yeah, we'll walk forward and then we get attacked. So what happened in here is that there's another supervillain called the Scarecrow, and what he likes to do is he likes to release fear toxin in places, which causes people to be afraid and then attack each other. And what he's done is he released a small amount in the diner as a demonstration, and then he's given the city basically 24 hours to evacuate. So now the city's evacuated. The only people left are these are supervillains like Two-Face and Penguin here. There are also rioters who are just trying to capitalize on the empty city, have a little bit of fun, you know. And then there's obviously the police, as well as Batman. So what we're going to be doing is, throughout a lot of this run, is trying to prevent Scarecrow from releasing his fear toxin throughout the city. So I'm going to do a very important thing. People in marathons love it. I'm going to enable Big Head mode. So if you saw, everyone was like normally proportioned, but if you can enable something called Big Head mode, which people find hilarious. Basically, it makes everybody's heads really large. So I just did that. So you can see Batman's head is gigantic, and everyone's head's going to be gigantic. It makes a very nice talking point during these runs. So we're over here on this antenna, and we're going to head over to Commissioner Gordon, who has put up a bat signal for us. We like to fly to bat signals on top of GCPD, so we'll head on over there. So what Gordon tells us is that there is a missing police officer, and there's also a militia vehicle going throughout the city. And then we also talked to his daughter named Barbara Gordon, who works for us. She used to be Batgirl, but then she was paralyzed and now is in a wheelchair. So Gordon doesn't know that her daughter's helping us. But anyways, there's this cop here, and we will help him out.
Safe.
So then we almost get run over by this militia vehicle, but we do have our Batmobile to help us with it. And so now we're gonna chase this militia vehicle. There's this other cop that's chasing it. This cop is gonna get blown up, unfortunately. So F's for that cop. So the easiest way of kind of dealing with this, I've been missing this actually a lot recently, but what you do is you cut him off on this road here, and then you can just drive into him. And now we'll interrogate this guy.
Where's Scarecrow? Go to hell! Where is he? I got nothing to say to you, Batman. Talk, or I'll crush every bone in your body. Okay, okay! She's working out of a penthouse in Chinatown. I swear that's all I know! If you're lying, I'll break the other one. The other one?
Yeah, so basically we have our first lead, which is that the Scarecrow's in this safe house in Chinatown, which is very close to where we are, so we'll head on over there.
Oracle.
Sure. You're not... What?
Yeah, so it's right here. We actually find Scarecrow isn't here. It's actually just another supervillain named Poison Ivy.
Look who it is.
We're gonna fight these militia guys here.
Something tells me this wasn't part of the plan.
What Ivy tells us is basically we find out a couple things. Ivy is immune to Scarecrow's toxin, and we also find that like a bunch of supervillains are working with him. As we leave, we get confronted by the militia and some tanks, but our Batmobile turns into a tank, so we'll be able to deal with them. I'm shooting these shields for a little bit of XP, which helps us get upgrades later. It's not a lot of XP, it barely makes a difference, but it is free. And yeah, so a lot of this game we're going to be using our Batmobile as a tank and shooting other tanks. So there's like a third-person shooter element to this game, which was apparently very controversial when it came out, but... So we'll deal with them. So now we're going to take Ivy to GCPD. She is a supervillain after all. Before that, first we're going to do these diagnostics. We're actually going to skip these. These are not required. The reason why we need to do them though is the idea in the story is that it's like a tutorial on how to do tank fights. Yeah, then there's some additional tanks that we'll go ahead and fight. Right here. So now we'll head over to GCPD. Is this game better with keyboard and mouse or controller? It depends. I use both in the run. Generally I use keyboard and mouse. I prefer it a lot. Especially for like tank fights, it's much easier. But there are certain glitches that are much easier to do on controller, so you'll see me use controller for them.
What the hell? Hold your fire! It's Batman!
What is that thing? You kidding me? I thought we were under attack.
Civil unrest? There's a...
Alright, so we locked Ivy up in her isolation chamber. The next thing we're going to do is get the most important gadget in the game, which is the remote electrical charge gun. The reason why this gadget is so important is that the animation for aiming and firing it is a little bit slow. So if we interrupt that with a quick-fire batarang, then what that does is that confuses the game and lets us do glitches. You're going to see the kinds of glitches it lets us do. Basically, it's going to let us do something called zipping, which lets us basically teleport across the map very quickly.
We can handle it, Jim.
What's the latest? Sort of, yeah, it's very odd.
Give us a rundown.
All right,
here, so we have Commissioner Gordon and Aaron Cash. They're explaining basically the side missions for us. We're going to do 0 of these. This is only the main story.
Then there's this. It's a strange one. Body turned up. We didn't have long to look before the evacuation, but the forensics boys seemed freaked out. Real nasty. Also, we've had several sightings of the Riddler creeping around the train yard. Knowing that guy, he's got to be up to no good.
So the game does force us to choose an objective, so I'm going to just choose the firefighter one because that's usually closest to where my mouse cursor is.
I'll see what I can do. I'll find that missing fire crew. Yep.
Alright, so now we're going to head to the clock tower. This is where Oracle is. On the way, we're also going to talk with some guy, Lucius. And what she does is, what Lucius does. Lucius is the CEO of Wayne Enterprises, so he basically manages the company for us. He also is in charge of our gadgets, so he enables something called the Afterburner on our Batmobile, which is very important. It lets us drive faster.
It was good of you to stay behind.
So, great. Thank you, Lucius. So now we'll head to the clock tower. So when we get to the clock tower, basically Oracle's gonna tell us that she basically isolated the core components of the fear toxin. And so what we're gonna try to do is trace where those chemicals are coming from. We're gonna do that by hacking 2 antennas. So the first antenna is at Panessa Studios. So it's a fun Easter egg. You can see Man-Bat in the distance over there. That thing flying over there. It's not relevant because we don't actually do the Man-Bat side mission in this game, in this category, but 100% it, you would do it. Anyway, so this objective over here is the first antenna at Panessa Studios. We're able to hack it, but we're not able to use it yet because we're not able to supply power to the antenna. So what we're going to have to do is use our Batmobile in order to do that. Lucius is going to give us something called the power winch, which will let us do that. We're going to basically do a tutorial of the power winch right now, where we kind of see everything the power winch can do. So the first thing it can do is it can pull down objects like this, like we're pulling down this River Rail Station sign.
Now, how do you plan on getting the car onto the roof? I'll improvise. Winch needs a secure anchor point of function. Once it's attached,
You can also use it to pull up makeshift ramps.
and please be careful with the car, Mr. Wayne. She's one of a kind.
We can also use it to pull ourselves up buildings. All of these we will not really do again too much in this run. And 100% these are like, we do these all the time. But and lastly, we can use it to supply electricity to things like this generator or this antenna. After this, we're gonna get a call from Robin, who's basically gonna offer to help us. We tell him to screw off because we don't need his help. We're Batman.
Oracle, I've restored.
Great.
And then we'll head on over to the second one. So the second antenna is right here at Falcone Shipping Yard. There's like a cop here who's being held hostage, so we'll rescue him. I did that little grapple thing to overlap some dialogue, which saves a bit of time.
If I alert them, they'll kill Scarecrow's men regarding the antenna. If I can separate them, they'll be easier. 5 soldiers, all armed. If I alert them, they'll kill the hostage.
The hostage? Hey, you hear that? Someone's out there. You two, go take a look. The door stays locked.
So we're gonna do, this is kind of the introduction to what we call Predators. So in Predators, there's one thing you can do called a silent takedown, which is usually very slow, but what we can do is cancel the silent takedowns, which makes them very fast. This is extremely useful because the nice thing about silent takedowns is they don't alert anybody, and as a result, there's like no like RNG, because otherwise everybody's on like a certain cycle. So it's very helpful to be able to cancel that. That helps us do Predators a lot more quickly. Oops. So here we get our new bat suit. This is going to let us do a bunch of things. The most important one is this fear takedown here. So which basically lets us take out guys very quickly like that. Let's rescue this cop and then hack this generator.
Oracle.
Time to find
So now we have the 2 antennas hacked. Now we can try to find out where the chemicals that comprise the fear toxin are coming from. We're going to get a bird's eye view of this city. If you look to the right side, there is something called Ace Chemicals. I have a suspicion that that might be where the chemicals could be coming from.
I'll know where Scarecrow is manufacturing his toxin. The radio and
what do you
microwave
know?
frequencies point to Ace Chemicals. That's where Scarecrow's producing the toxin.
Alright, so we're going to head over to Ace Chemicals. We're going to drive there. So the general principle of this game is that driving is going to be faster than gliding.
Impossible. I've had a team there ever since the evacuation started.
It's actually kind of counterintuitive. I mean, it makes sense, but a lot of people don't like realize that when they start out.
Hold off until I get there. I'm on my way.
So when we get to Ace Chemicals, we're going to be introduced to someone called the Arkham Knight. And then when we grapple up to Ace Chemicals, we're going to be introduced to the Arkham Knight's army. He has this gigantic militia army that is basically all set to attack Gotham. But there's a big cutscene related to that, and what we're gonna do is skip that cutscene because my cutscene's long.
Any word from inside? Nothing. We think there's a skeleton crew left in there, but they're not responding and the facility's locked down.
So the way we do that is we line launch. Line launching is just faster than running, so that's the only reason why we're doing it. Then what we do is we grapple this, cancel it, and then we'll have enough speed to just glide on over the cutscene trigger. I'm also going to get an upgrade, which is Critical Strikes. This is just a very useful combat upgrade, especially on easy and normal and hard. It's on. It makes your punches do 2 damage instead of 1 if you sort of time it correctly. And it also builds up your combo by an extra hit every punch. So it's very useful.
Time to bring in the car.
It's also going to let us get another combat upgrade later, which is very useful for going fast. We'll see that later. So anyways, here, there's some tanks in the front, so what we'll do is just wipe them out. So now we'll head on over to. So basically in Ace Chemicals, there are a bunch of workers that are in trouble. We tried to rescue the first one, but he was actually dead. So we're not happy about that. So we're heading on over to the second worker here, who is alive. So that's nice. And then, yeah, while we're rescuing him, we get confronted by the Arkham Knight again. The Arkham Knight has a lot to say in this cutscene, but we don't really care what he has to say, so what we're going to do is remote control our tank and shoot at these guys. But yeah, and then the Arkham Knight runs away because he's a dirty little coward, but these other guys are not, so we'll reward their bravery with some non-lethal rounds. Because Batman doesn't kill.
You're safe now.
Yeah, if you wait, like, during that cutscene, Arkham Knight actually has a lot that he'll say. But, yeah, that's more of like, if you're playing casually.
They've been running the plant for hours.
Have you found Scarecrow?
So,
Not yet.
now we're gonna head to the next worker. There are actually 3 more workers. 2 of them are dead, so what we're gonna do is skip over to the last worker.
Take your men and get out of here.
And the way we do that is, instead of going into our Batmobile, what we're going to do is glitch our way to the third worker. And the way we do that is we go over here onto these pipes. You can dive roll into this corner here. And then there's this wall that has no collision. So this lets us basically run out of bounds. And then there's this elevator in front of us. We can just glide to it. And the elevator will kind of... the interior of the, like, where the elevator of the, kind of the basement will spawn in after we get into this elevator. So we go in here, and now it's spawned in, and that's where the last worker is. So yeah, we'll fight these guys. Yeah, the worker's getting bullied by some militia guys, so that's we don't like that. So we'll deal with them.
It's okay. You're safe.
So now when we exit out of here, we actually can't exit this place normally, because there was a bunch of setup we had to do that we skipped in order to save time. So what we can do though instead is if we remote control our Batmobile and then just drive out, the game for whatever reason thinks at this point that both workers are actually in the car, because I mean it kind of makes sense if you're thinking about it, if you understand like like what happens normally. But yeah, so if we just go out here, we can actually rescue both of the workers.
These two were lucky.
But Batman isn't in the Batmobile, so we're gonna reload from checkpoint in order to get him in the Batmobile. So now we're going to find Scarecrow. Scarecrow, we found out, is in the middle of the chemicals factory. Again, we're gonna glitch our way there. The way we do that is we go kind of to the same spot here. We try to go to that same wall with no collision. We glide up here. We're gonna do a line launcher tightrope in order to kind of help set this up. So we get to the end here. We look here, and then when we look here, this area will spawn in. Then this area is going to deload, or this roof is going to deload, so we grapple that before it deloads, and then glide over to here. And now we've loaded this part in. So we're going to do this Predator. This is where Scarecrow is. We have to do this Predator first.
The night it becomes a wasteland of nightmares, a forsaken symbol of Batman's failure, a monument to fear. But more than that, we're about to turn Gotham into the epicenter of a blast that will transform the entire eastern coast of America into my domain.
I need to stop the chemical loaded into the mixing chamber.
Yeah, so it's a little bit slow because of bad RNG.
Stopping the explosion.
But it's okay. So when we confront Scarecrow, we make a mistake. Scarecrow tells us that Barbara is kidnapped, and then in our we get distracted from that, and then Scarecrow escapes. So that's our bad. And now we're locked in here with this factory that's about to explode with fear toxin. So what we're gonna try to do is neutralize all of the fear toxin with these canisters. We can do something called an animation cancel, and what we can do is cancel the animation where we actually pull out the canisters, which is very funny because now we're like running with invisible canisters.
If you're caught in that blast, you will die.
There's no other way, Alfred.
There's always a way, sir. Please.
Neutralizing agents deployed. Blast radius reduced by 25%.
Where is she, Alfred? I have no idea.
It's my fault they took her.
She was aware of the risks, Master Bruce. She'll be as angry as you are that she's allowed this to happen. Sir, listen to me, don't you?
Neutralizing agent deployed. Blast radius reduced by 50%.
I'm monitoring that facility. You're out of time.
And then this last canister we can't cancel, so we'll see kind of what the animation or the interaction that we were skipping. So sometimes if you push it in too fast, it slows you down and the canister will appear, which is also kind of funny. It does lose like 5 seconds though, so it's always frustrating for me when that happens. But yeah, we were basically skipping this animation here. Or this interaction where we pull this canister out. When we pull this last one out, when we turn around, we see Joker who shoots us in the head, which is kind of weird because we cremated Joker in the beginning of the game. So I wonder what that's all about. Maybe this flashback scene as Commissioner Gordon will explain it. Yeah, so here we are, Commissioner Gordon. We've been dropped off at this Panessa Studios elevator, this VIP elevator. We don't really know why we're here, but we are pretty important, so we'll head to this VIP elevator.
Great. How the hell am I supposed to get in?
Voice pattern analyzed. Identification confirmed. Welcome, Commissioner Gordon.
Unbelievable.
So basically, if you recall from the beginning of the run, what I mentioned was that basically Joker had his blood poisoned and he sent his blood to hospitals around the city. Batman and Gordon tried to round those up, but apparently they missed a few. So what Batman has done is he's rounded up the people infected with the Joker toxin and locked them in here. So what we'll find though is that basically there are four people here. There's Henry Adams, Christina Bell, Albert King, Johnny Charisma. And what we see when we open this up here, Henry Adams is normal, but then Christina Bell, Johnny Charisma, and Albert King are all turning into Jokers. There's also a fifth cell here that has nobody in it. And basically, what that fifth cell is for that's for Batman, because Batman was also injected with Joker's blood. So,
What is this place? Who
yeah,
are these people?
this is another dimension to this story. And so now what's happened is because Batman has been exposed to Joker or to Scarecrow's fear toxin, every time that happens, he starts turning more and more into Joker. So this is the first instance of that, so that's why we're starting to hallucinate Joker.
Oh, Bats, I missed you. All the subtlety and nuance of a napalm.
So we do have to escape this factory. Joker does have a point that we do need to get out of here. There's some guys here. They're not supposed to be there, and neither are these tanks, but they are here because we skipped the actual part where we would take them out. So that was an okay. Sometimes you can get a very nice damage boost out of the Ace Chemicals part. That one was okay, except it would have been nicer for it to be straighter. But yeah, so Ace Chemicals blew up. Again, the people who were in there, they're all fine. Batman doesn't kill. They also wouldn't have been there if this was glitchless. But anyway, so now Barbara's kidnapped. We kind of need to tell Commissioner Gordon, so we're gonna head over there. We're also debating whether or not to tell him that Barbara works for us, because he still doesn't know that. He might get a bit upset about that.
I've lost him.
Alfred, analyze the militia forces, troop deployments, equipment, movements.
We're gonna glide to GCPD because there's some tanks that we'll get into fights with if we drive. And while we're gliding, on the way there's a Predator here. We don't have to do this now. We're actually intended to do this later, but it's faster to do it now, so we'll just do it.
You're afraid. You've always buried your fears. Locked them away deep in your subconscious, hidden. But something is blowing away the darkness.
Alright, so after this, what we're gonna do is get on this gargoyle and get storage. So what that is if you quick fire if you aim and fire the ret gun, and then quick fire the batarang at the same time, that animation that basically interrupts the aim and fire ret gun animation, and basically it's gonna let us do zips. The way zips work is basically it teleports you to a fixed spot depending on where you reloaded from checkpoint. And the last time we reloaded from checkpoint was in the overworld in order to get Batman into the Batmobile. So we're gonna do a zip later.
Gotta go. Bat. Jim, I need you to
But
stay
in maybe about like
focused.
10 minutes or so.
Drive slow and
Oh,
let
5
me deal
minutes.
with any trouble.
Why did I let this happen?
So now we're heading to the clock tower. We're escorting Gordon there. We told him that Barbara's been kidnapped, so we're gonna look for clues. There is a set of militia vehicles that are gonna come after us. So we're gonna deal with them. Hopefully I deal with them quickly.
Up ahead, we've got company. Who are they? Pursuing forces, this is Arkham
There
9.
you go.
Your priority is to apprehend
So you actually, optimally, you don't want to deal with them too quickly, because you want to have Gordon drive. Gordon's like driving path is kind of random. and right now he's like not driving to a very good spot. He can like help by like pushing his car, but this is like still not a very good place for Gordon to end up. Whereas if you like kind of wait, Gordon might drive to like a better spot, but again, it's
Let's
random.
get us there in one piece, Batman. We're running out of time.
In Big Head mode, you can see Gordon's head like stick out of the Batmobile, which I think is very funny.
Sir, before you head to the clock tower, I thought you may like to hear the analysis of the Arkham Knight's forces you requested.
What have you got, Alfred?
Yeah, so here Alfred's going to tell us about basically there are 3 islands, but at least this part of Gotham consists of 3 islands, and he's going to tell us how many tanks are on each island.
Founders Island.
We don't really care, so we're just going to skip his dialogue.
The remaining drone.
And then we'll head over to the clock tower. There are going to be a couple tanks at the clock
Alfred.
tower,
I'm
so
heading
we'll
there now.
deal with those.
Sergeant! Yes, sir? The extraction squad's down. Take control of the clock tower drones. He's coming. Switching to manual control. I'll stop him, sir. Rat, look at him. Clock tower surrounded. I'll clear the area. Let's take the head inside. Multiple drones offline. What the hell was that? The enemy's acquired simultaneous strike capabilities. Think faster. We lost one, sir. He's making you look like a fool. Cauldron unit destroyed.
Whoops.
Jim, the area is secure.
Alright, so we'll go in here, and so when we get into the clock tower, we're going to see a nice flashback sequence. So here you can see, here there's Barbara. You can see that she can actually walk right now, but then what happens is she foolishly doesn't look through her peephole before opening this door. So she gets shot in the back, which paralyzes her, and this is why she's paralyzed now and is in a wheelchair.
Oh, don't pass out just yet.
I guess we technically haven't seen Barbara Gordon because we skipped all the cutscenes with her in it, but yeah. So basically what happens here is Gordon's gonna come up the elevator. Basically, so this right now that we're just thinking as is like, but basically we're gonna spawn in the actual clock tower. Gordon's gonna come up the elevator. We're gonna tell Gordon that Barbara works for us. Gordon's gonna get really mad at us, punch us in the face, and then leave to find Barbara himself. And then we're supposed to basically track Oracle. We spend a lot of time tracking her. We basically track her to Miagani Island. We encounter Riddler, who's kidnapped Catwoman, who we're supposed to rescue in a side mission. We continue tracking Oracle to Miagani Tunnels, but she's not there. We do get shot by the Arkham Knight, but that's okay. We interrogate some driver. Driver tells us about someone named Penguin who supplies weapons to the Arkham Knight. And then we talk with Nightwing, who's also tracking Penguin. Nightwing's kind of one of our sidekicks who works in Bloodhaven. So what we're going to do is skip all of that and go straight to Penguin directly. And the way that we do that is we zip out. So as I mentioned, we last reloaded from checkpoint in the overworld. So we zip out into that specific location when we zip, and now we'll head over to Penguin. Penguin is in this hideout on Miagani Island, so we'll glide on over there. Yeah, across this bridge. And now there's a door here. This door's supposed to open when you kind of trigger this part where you track Penguin, some truck that Penguin is. Whoops. What? But we can glitch on through this truck, and or glitch on through this door, and then we can go and do Penguin right now. Yeah, I did get a new mouse.
Don't worry about me. This is gonna be great. He doesn't even know you're here. Come on.
The Arkham Knight, Barbara Gordon. Tell me where they are.
So that's who he had. the commissioner's little girl.
I'll break every bone in your body, Cobblepot.
I were going to say something.
Well, like it's okay.
I think he runs a pharmaceutical company or something.
Yeah, so Penguin tells us about someone called Simon Stagg. Who has these airships, which we'll head to next. We also saw like those airships get teased in the opening thing in the diner. So that's just a cool Easter egg. You're able to change the DPI of this mouse. I need to start getting used to that, but the other thing is like it's very easy to like accidentally change the DPI, so I need to make sure I don't do that. Interesting.
Gonna knock his head right out of the...
This is you handling it, right? Don't worry.
Yeah, so here we're in a bit of trouble, but Nightwing's here to save us. Batman will never thank Nightwing, but I'm grateful for Nightwing. Unfortunately, I did not do this spike correctly. What?
Bruce, you need to let me help.
Alright, so we're gonna blow up these this cache. And we can cancel closing this door. It's actually like, as long as you stand in the right spot, it works. Which we found out very recently.
What are you doing? Bats? Come on! Don't lock me.
So now, and then we have to cancel this door. Basically what you can, with canceling, is you basically are able to open a door without going through it, and we have to do that because otherwise the actual, because we glitched through the other door, and it's still closed. And we need to get out somehow. So this is also faster than just going out normally. Oops, and this is unfortunate. We'll fear take down these guys. We're supposed to actually use our Batmobile to like take these guys out, but didn't. So sometimes they say he's in his car, and it's very funny. But all right, so we'll head on over now to the airships. They're tied to this watchtower. This is actually the first of like the militia side missions that we have here, or the watchtower side missions.
Boss wants to go aboard.
But yeah, we'll glide on over there. We can't drive because all the bridges aren't lowered, so it like doesn't really save any time to drive. And so there's a predator here. Well, we'll just do that very quickly. Again, these predators are much easier. We're on normal, so it's not like as difficult as hard. Although it is not that easy compared to like easy. This is not what I wanted to do. This is unfortunate. So that's what happens when you don't cancel. When you don't cancel. So.
Okay, I've taken out the militia. Now to disable the tower.
Alright, so we did this watchtower, now we can go to the airship. So in order to get to the airship is password protected. Fortunately, Lucius has this thing called the remote hacking device, which he conveniently put in this building that's right next to the airship. Because I guess he's psychic.
I can use the remote hacking device to get in.
He says as much in the dialogue that we skipped, but that he's psychic. So we'll hack this. So what we're supposed to do is, there are 2 airships. We're going to the first one. We're supposed to go through it, try to rescue Stag, but then we fail. Stag gets kidnapped and taken to the second airship. And so then we have to then go to the second airship by doing a Predator, looking at some handprints, fighting some people. What we're going to do is skip on over to the second airship directly. This saves about like 5 minutes or something.
Those soldiers are using an unmanned.
First, we're going to do everything normally.
Got the codes. Now I can turn that drone against them.
I see you have found your way in, sir. Any sign of Mr. Stagg?
Not yet, but the Arkham Knight and
Yeah,
Scarecrow.
these airships. And then what we're going to do is we're going to enter this floor hatch. And after we do this, we're going to reload. The reason why is because we're going to want to do a zip relative to the Stag coordinates. And then we'll continue on with the skip. And the skip is kind of weird because basically there are these crates that we're going to tilt. And the reason why we need to do all of this is because the airships are not actually in the right position until this point in the game where you get this specific autosave right here. So now once we get this autosave, we will then leave the airship so that we can do our zip. So in order to do a zip, we always need to get a gargoyle. The closest gargoyle, unfortunately, is all the way over here. So here we'll go get our storage. And then we're gonna go here, and then do a zip. We go here due to kind of the specific loading behavior of the game. So what we do is we glide over to the end of this airship, and then when we glide over to here, the airship's going to load in. And now we are in the second airship. We're kind of on top of it, but what we can do is if we go over here, we can actually sneak on through the ceiling right here, and now we're in the second part of the airship. So that's kind of a major skip. To kind of get to this next part of the airship.
The revised formula works perfectly. It passes through clothing and is readily absorbed.
Alright, and now we'll do this Predator. So, even on normal, it's better to do this Predator this way. I don't think I might showcase the door canceling thing. I'm not sure if I'll showcase the door canceling thing in the actual marathon. It is funny though. Oh. Okay, that was a little scary, because this is normal, it's a little riskier to do this strat, but it does save a lot of time, if you do it right, which I didn't, but that's still fast. I think that's still about, like, the same speed as doing the door canceling thing.
Okay, this is it. The moment we've both been waiting for. Scarecrow's just down
Yeah,
there.
even on normal,
So
they
we're gonna
do a
stop
lot.
him
The
before
shotguns do a
Oracle,
lot of
or am I
damage.
gonna get another hit of that delicious gas?
Anyway, so here, now we're gonna confront Scarecrow. There are two to choose from. I always choose the one on the right because it is a little faster. One day we'll actually choose the correct Scarecrow, but unfortunately today is not that day. I hear that if you choose the correct Scarecrow, you can trigger the good ending and cut 2 hours off the run. No, I'm just joking, but yeah, it's just one of the jokes we have. So you chose the wrong Scarecrow. Yeah, so we get gassed again, and as usual when we get gassed, we start turning more and more into Joker.
What can you see? A city engulfed in fear. Betrayed by those you trust the most. Your darkest secrets revealed. As I tear your mind apart, Gotham will watch. I will cut that mask from your face, and the whole world will see the fear in your eyes. Then they too will understand. There is no savior, no more hope.
Yeah, and the nice thing is you can see Batman's eyes turn green when he's becoming more and more Joker-like, so that's nice. So here, now we're basically kind of more Joker-like. This is my favorite line in the game.
Look at me! I'm amazing! And this body! I can't believe how strong it is!
Stay back, freak! Keep away from me!
Astonishing. Such brutality.
Come on, finish him. Look at him.
Yeah, and so in Big Head mode, this part is very intimate. Joker's head goes inside of Batman's head. It's very funny.
You need to stop him. Good.
Something's changed. You're different.
I prefer to call it a work in progress, but it does show potential.
Yeah, so Scarecrow unfortunately will escape again, which basically will drag on this run by another hour and a half.
Who said anything about running?
That's okay though, there's a lot of cool gameplay left. A lot of cool skips. So now what we'll do is, basically Scarecrow's gonna tell us where Oracle is. We're gonna head on over there. It's the same safe house that Poison Ivy was in.
Alfred, he's holding Oracle at the safe house in Chinatown. I'm heading there now.
Please. Robot army. Oh man.
What?
Sir, what's happened?
She's gone now.
Alright, so now, yeah, so here, Barbara is now dead. Basically what happened is she was in here, she got gassed, and she basically got super freaked out and decided to shoot herself in the head to, so that she wouldn't have to deal with that. So Barbara's 100% completely dead. There's no way she's alive. You can quote me on that. Batman's not happy. He needs a couple moments to pull himself together. Alfred's trying to kind of keep him focused on the fear toxin, how that
operational,
really
but it's
can't
only a
go
matter
out.
of time.
It wouldn't be good for anyone.
Sir, did you hear me?
He heard you. He is wondering how he can live with himself.
Master Bruce, don't let Miss Gordon's death... Don't let it be for nothing.
Oh, you can't bring her back. Let Uncle Jay take charge. No more bad memories, no more pain, no more fear. Scout on her.
Ivy.
Oh, no.
Sir?
Alfred, run a satellite scan of the city. Let me know the instant you locate the cloudburst.
Of course, where are you going?
GCPD. Ivy was immune to Scarecrow's toxin.
You think she will help?
She doesn't have a choice.
Alright, so we'll head on over to GCPD. Basically, we remember that Ivy's immune to the fear toxin. We're gonna find out how and see if we can replicate that throughout the city.
Tonight is about more than Gotham. It's about what you became in that room. The hero who failed. That's what I want the world to see.
Oops. That bumper is actually like the bane of my existence. Like, it's really easy to like get stuck on that. I will hit that guy's head on the bars in the actual marathon, so...
Okay. Watch yourself.
What the hell happened on that airship?
Scarecrow took the cloudburst.
Alright, so here, so we're gonna talk to Ivy.
I need your help.
From where I'm standing,
She basically, what she tells us is there's this, she needs some trees. She basically is able to produce spores to counteract the toxin, and she needs some big trees to do it, so we're going to take her to one such big tree in the Botanical Gardens. On the way, there's this big tank that we're going to need to get very creative to destroy. This is called a Cobra tank. We're not going to be able to actually like shoot it normally, like the other tanks, because the armor's too thick.
I'll need to scan its hull to find a weakness I can exploit. That's the left side scan. Now I need to test the rear scan. I just need to scan the right side. The Cobra drone has enough firepower to rip the back.
And then instead of going back to the Batmobile like we're supposed to, it's actually faster to just go here, and then if we remote control the Batmobile, it's going to be out of the garage. That's like a cool little thing.
60mm cannon should take it out. I can use the radar to track the drone's movements and get behind it for a clear shot of the exhaust.
Alright, then we pick up Batman. And then we'll head to the clock tower. We're gonna get an upgrade. We actually like skipped the actual selection of the upgrades, so we're not gonna actually get an upgrade. But we do need to pretend to get an upgrade. Here, so it's gonna give us basically a radar or sonar that doesn't work. So well, it'll work in a little bit though. So we'll get the sonar again, and it'll actually work later. Now we head over to we're gonna head on over to Miyagani, where there's gonna be another Cobra fight that we have to do. Now we're gonna get an upgrade.
I'll need to take them out before I drop off Ivy.
Great. I think that this is the correct way of doing this. Alright, so we deal with those Cobras.
Whatever you're planning, it won't be enough. I can't fix this. Tonight ends with Gotham's ball and me watching you die.
Try and get me to the Botanical Gardens.
Okay, so now we're gonna basically this Ivy needs more plants in order to produce enough toxins. So we're gonna try to find one such plant, which is buried deep under Gotham. We're gonna need sonar in order to find it. So Lucius is gonna give us some sonar, the real sonar this time.
Must be a glitch in the system. How can that checked immediately? Mr. Wayne, the perimeter's been breached. We have some uninvited guests.
There are some tanks that are here. We're gonna treat them with the standard Wayne Tower hospitality, which is shoot them.
Confirm multiple hits. Over. Mamba down. Drone feed offline. Get back. Mamba's been hit. Multiple strike. Drones offline.
Okay, so that's that tank fight.
Destroyed.
That appears to be the last of them, Mr. Wayne. Your upgrade's ready for collection.
So now we get the sonar. Basically, we're gonna then scan for Ivy's plant and then fire a really big pulse in order to release it.
Master Bruce, I'm afraid those drones were just the beginning. I've detected a significant redeployment of vehicles from Founders Island into the north and south of the city. It seems the Arkham
So I don't
Knight
get
is tightening his
spotted.
grip.
Oh, I did get
I'm
spotted.
ready for them, Alfred.
Very good, Sam.
Ivy, I've found a way to track the root systems beneath Gotham.
Follow the routes. They'll take you where you need to go.
And then there's going to be some militia people who are going to try to kill Ivy's plant, so we don't like that.
Yes.
And so now basically we have Ivy all set up with some plants in case the fear toxin gets released. So now we're going to actually try to find something called the cloud burst, which I forgot to mention. So it does exactly what it sounds like. It creates a burst of clouds, which is a great way to, disperse a bunch of fear toxin. So we'll head on over to our back computer in Vanessa Studios to see where that is.
Barbara, probably thinking of names for all the little rug bats they'll have. What a lovely boy. She is so lovely. Although just a teeny tiny bit on the dead side for my tastes.
Here we're gonna pick up the next most important gadget in the run, which is the freeze grenade. This is gonna let us do some other glitches. We'll see those later.
This isn't a social call. As bad as it sounds out there.
Worse.
But nothing you can't handle, right?
You promised you'd let me out of here. What?
And so what we're going to do is zip on out. We got storage back on Stag, and our coordinates are still on Stag. It's faster to zip on out of there in a lot of ways, actually. It ends up saving a ton of time, more than just like the minute that's saved by not exiting the Vanessa Studios normally. Because the one caveat of the skip is that the elevator that we took down is still lowered. But we'll get around that, and so what we're doing is so the overworld is unloaded, but when we actually get onto this drone, the overworld will load back in, and then we can continue on as normal. So that's pretty cool.
The relay chip will allow me to temporarily blind the drones. That should give me enough time to take out the 2 radar towers.
Alright, so now we will So now we're able to blind drones. This is going to be helpful. And then we want to destroy these two radar towers. So the first one is here. Once we destroy these, then we can destroy the this long-range missile launcher that's preventing our Batwing from going over the flying over Founders Island, which is where we are now. So that's the first radar tower. The second one is over here. There's some guys guarding it. We can actually like skip this fight. Saves a bunch of time. What you do is I like to drop a smoke, but as long as you're in detective vision, it'll work. You just go stand above it, and then it'll phase you through the floor. So I think from the point of view of the thugs, basically you just dropped the smoke and then literally disappeared. It's very funny. We can't get out very easily, but we actually can get out if it works. There we go. You can just get corner cover, which is not easy, but when you get corner cover, you can then just grapple out through the wall. Very, very funny. And now we'll do the long-range missile launcher, which is not an easy predator, but there's a very, very good strat for it, which is good for normal and hard. On easy, you wouldn't do this; it's not necessary.
The armor on that missile launcher will be too thick for me.
So yeah, in order to destroy this missile launcher, we actually need our Batmobile. So what we're gonna do is get our Batmobile onto this island. Unfortunately, it's guarded by a bunch of Cobra tanks, so we're gonna have to do another Cobra battle, which this one's pretty annoying. It's not easy. But hopefully we get the right RNG, so it works out a little bit better. I think right now there's some potential. Okay, this is a little...
There's a whole world of hurt coming your way, Batman.
This is not good. These guys don't turn around.
Cobra offline. I've got support nearby. I'm sending it in.
Okay. Thankfully that worked. This is not the fastest, but you know, you can't really complain too much when you don't get spotted by the Cobras. Considering like how the RNG can be. And when you get spotted, you kind of aren't able to actually target the Cobra after you get spotted. You need to like get the Cobra to stop spotting you, so it loses a lot of time when you get spotted. So because that didn't happen, that wasn't too bad. Alright, so now the Arkham Knight is coming to confront us with some men. We will ask him a question. We'll deal with these men. We'll also ask him a question. Maybe he has some answers for us. We are a bit curious.
We heard you boys coming from a mile away. Those pointy ears aren't just for show, you know.
We're going to get the multi-ground takedown upgrade. This is going to be a hugely important upgrade for doing fights quickly. Yeah. Ask him his question, which he will not answer. He just then disappears, leaves his men to fight us. So we'll fight them. Oh no! Yeah, unfortunately getting hit there is not great, but whatever. So now we destroy the missile launcher, and now we can have our Batwing look for the cloudburst. So we'll go on over to the clock tower in order to sort of see the analysis
Alfred,
for that.
the Arkham Knight's missile launcher is destroyed. I'm calling in the Batwing to start searching for the cloudburst. Upload the results to the clock tower once it's complete.
Okay, now we're done playing soldiers. Let's have some real fun. You do a little bit of, I don't know, crime scene investigating, or some of Riddler's OC delightful scavenger hunt, then I'll do some hit and runs in the Batmobile. I promise, I'll hand control of your body right back when my turn's done.
Identity confirmed.
Alfred, pull up the footage from the Batwing's onboard scanner.
Certainly, sir. As you can see, the Batwing has completed an orbital sweep of Founders Island, but there's still no sign of the cloudburst. I will, of course, let you know when the situation changes, but one moment, sir. I'm receiving an emergency broadcast from the movie studios.
Batman, I hope you can hear this. The movie studios are under attack. Robin is in trouble.
Listen to me very carefully. You need to lock down that room. We can't let the infected get out.
Of course. Tell me when.
Henry!
Uh-oh. Yeah, so Harley infiltrated Panessa Studios, so that's not good.
Harley Quinn.
So you do remember me. That's weird, because you killed the only thing I ever loved. And now I find you've been keeping a whole new generation of jokers to yourself. I know. Awkward.
Don't do it. They're not stable.
Oh, they're not stable? Maybe you want to take a look in the mirror sometime.
Alfred, I need to get to the movie studios.
Please be quick, sir. Miss Quinn is clearly volatile. Robin may be in serious danger.
Alright, so we'll head on over to Panessa Studios to go help out Robin. As I mentioned though, the elevator is lowered, so we actually can't do Panessa Studios the normal way. So what we'll have to do is glitch our way through Panessa Studios, which we will do. What we do is, first we go over here. Then there's some guys up here. So this is all normal. You can kill all the or beat all these guys with this generator. I've gotten better at getting all of the guys with the generator. I think the setup I do seems to work. It's nice.
Voice print failure. Access denied.
Nice try, Bat Freak.
Harley's changed the voice code access. I can adapt the modulator I picked up from the Arkham Knight's driver to synthesize her voice.
So yeah, here we're gonna get something called a voice synthesizer, which doesn't really make sense because we never got that. We never actually picked up anything from the Arkham Knight's driver because we skipped that part, but just trust me, we do have it.
It's been a while.
It is a little annoying because Batman's thumb does block this with big head mode, because big head mode makes the hand and head bigger. Anyway, so what we'll do is we'll open this door, but instead of going through it normally, what we'll do is we'll actually enter it from out of bounds. The way we do that is we go into this wall here, which has no collision, and grapple up here. Then we can open the door there, and then open like this. And then once we're gonna wait to skip this cutscene until this door opens. And then now the entire overworld is unloaded, and this elevator is unloaded. If we didn't wait, the elevator would be loaded in, and we would be soft locked. Anyway, so we will go here, and now we could help Robin, but instead of helping Robin, what we're gonna do is just go here and trigger his dialogue, and then slide on out of bounds to this door over here. Because we do not need to help Robin. It's faster to just go over to this door right now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cancel this door twice. The reason why we cancel it the second time is because we're going to do a Predator next, and if we cancel the door before doing the Predator, the enemies don't see us. So
Robin,
very nice.
You wait here while I get behind him. We'll take him down faster if we work together. You'll know when you see it.
Before we do that, first we'll get storage to do a zip in about like 15 minutes, I think.
Time back there.
I was testing your self-control.
Did I pass?
You need practice. Come on.
Yeah, so now we'll see this Predator, which is very funny because the enemies don't see us.
Are you done yet?
It's all up high. Now, I say when you strike.
Got it. These idiots want to break us apart.
And also because we're doing these silent takedown cancels, it's like we're walking up to these people and just like tapping them on the shoulder, and then they get knocked out. This last guy should climb up the ladder, and then we can batarang him off. Sometimes that doesn't happen, which is annoying. And yeah,
that's all of them.
Yeah, now that's Christina Bell, so we will confront her. You can actually have Christina Bell scratch Robin's face. It's very funny, actually. But we're not going to do that.
What's she got against me? I'm practically your
So now we'll go to Albert King. So we're going to glitch on over to Albert King using the freeze grenade.
So, looks like you've made a friend.
And now Albert King is dead because we bataranged him from out of bounds, which makes this fight much like easier. Otherwise, this fight is like incredibly slow. It's like one of the longest parts of the glitchless run.
This Robin
Oh,
seems like a
nice work.
on that last
Really held your own just now. I'm impressed.
You can carry it. King has broken it. Too dangerous to be free.
We're both better off without that loser.
And now we'll go over to the last Joker, Johnny Charisma.
So what do we have here? Poor little
There's a similar thing. We glitch on out using the freeze grenade.
Ignore this freak.
And then we go over here. Here we're gonna do our first Jason cutscene. We're supposed to do 3. We're only gonna do 2. We're gonna skip one because of the glitches that we did. Basically, Jason, this is Jason Todd. He was the old Robin, or one of the old Robins. He was then kidnapped by Joker.
To save you,
So now we're watching some like flashback scenes of that.
It's been 6 months now, Jason. I think it's time to face facts. Screws you. That's the spirit. You're a real chip off the old bat block. Not that it'll do you any good.
Why won't you just kill me?
What? Oh, no. I'm not going to kill you. Not yet, anyway. You're my sidekick now. Imagine it. You and me, out on the streets, starting fights, picking on the weak. A regular dynamic duo. Just like Bats and that new kid of his.
No, he wouldn't.
You think? So, this isn't Batman, then? Oh, weird. The pointy ears are usually a dead giveaway. I didn't want to show you that photo. Really, I didn't. But, well, it was the only way for you to get closure. Now, I know it hurts, but sometimes you gotta be cruel to be kind.
Okay, so now we'll head over to Johnny Charisma, which is right here. So here what it is there's this keypad that we need to enter a code in, which we don't know what it is. I'm gonna turn Big Head mode off here.
Henry, I need your help.
Because it's much harder to enter the key code in with Big Head mode on, because Batman's head will actually like block the keypad. The key code is 0539. That's a reference to May of 1939, which is when the first Batman comic was released. So it's just a cool fact.
Like this? Oh, this technology is very interesting. Okay, I can see the camera.
Now highlight the track for the last 10 minutes. And
Done.
So I see. Thanks, Henry.
Yeah, this is live. Okay, so now we will go through this door. You can also enter the code in incorrectly, like 5 times, I think, and then Batman will just break the keypad. I don't know why he didn't just do that in the first place. But,
there are 5 other bombs around the
yeah. So here, Johnny Charisma is gonna turn into Joker, and then he's gonna sing a song for us. This song is like a fan favorite. Everybody who watches my runs loves this song. It's very funny.
The crowd is so excited it may just explode.
Yeah, basically Johnny Charisma has a bunch of bombs in here, and we're gonna have to defuse all of these bombs with Robin, so there are 5 of them. We need to avoid this spotlight in front of us, otherwise Johnny Charisma will see us and blow us up. It's not what we want.
Joke's on you. I'm in your head, so look who's laughing now. Remember in Arkham City, I killed your girl. So pretty. That was the night you let me die. But when I looked you in the eye, that's when I knew we'd be together. Look who's laughing now. I'm stuck in your head and I'm laughing. I feel you dread and I can't stop.
No. Oh god.
And I can't stop laughing.
I think I can still make it. Oh, this is gonna be very close.
I am the clown, prince of
This is a bit slow because I got a little bit stuck there.
That's all the bombs disarmed. Time to take down Charisma.
You're part of me, I'm part of you. And now there's nothing left to do. I just can't wait.
That's unfortunate.
No encore. And he's a professional singer? Even Alfred sings better than this guy.
Good work, Robin.
No problem.
Robin, wait here with the...
Alright, so here, there's a minigunner here who is supposed to not be here, but we'll just freeze him. but we skipped the part where we would have taken him out, so that's why he's there.
Okay. Who? Harley?
No problem.
And yeah, and then we'll do this Harley thing. So we told Robin to stay back. Robin doesn't like to listen to us though, so he doesn't.
You're taking him back to the cells. Think again. He's got the Joker in him. They all have.
While you're in here, you can like spam space, and then Batman will say, "I shouldn't break cover. Harley could kill Robin." It's very funny.
I shouldn't break cover. Harley could kill Robin. 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 I shouldn't break cover. Harley could kill Robin.
Yeah, we'll just fight these guys. Oh no! This is not good, but whatever. Anyways.
What can I say?
Oh, sometimes there's a Jack in the Box there that you can destroy. I think I already destroyed it by accident. That happens. Alright, and so then when we're gonna basically then what happens is we find out in this cutscene that we skipped that Henry Adams is actually not symptomless. Also, there are these thugs here, which they're not supposed to be here, but we did skip this fight, so that's why they're here. But anyway, so we find out Henry Adam is not symptomless, and what he does is he basically shoots all of the other Jokers in order to quote-unquote purify the gene pool. But then he finds out Batman is also a Joker, so Henry's like, oh, you're gonna be fantastic, and then Henry shoots himself. So Harley went from having 4 Jokers to 0, so she's very upset. We are then going to lock ourselves into this cell because Robin's like, hey, you're a Joker. That's not good. We probably want you to lock yourself in this cell, in case, just in case, you know, you don't stop Scarecrow. So yeah, so it's what we're doing the responsible thing. I'm gonna turn Big Head mode back on.
Bruce, but it's the only way.
Because we don't need it. We don't need to not have it anymore. So yeah, so Robin's gonna go off and fight Scarecrow on his own.
Master Bruce, I'm reading multiple militia forces converging at your location. It's the Arkham Knight. He's found you.
I'll take care of it, Alfred.
Are you sure? There are rather a lot of them.
I said I'll handle it.
You'll be fine.
Of course I will. You train me.
Security lockdown initiated.
Okay, now we're gonna spawn in Joker, who's gonna basically then let us out of the cell to introduce us to another Jason cutscene.
Don't worry about Robin.
We have our cowl on here, but because of Big Head mode, you can't really see it. It's actually like under this bench.
Hey, I never finished my story about Jason Todd, did I?
Okay, now we will do this Jason cutscene. These thugs are gonna run in here and be part of this cutscene, which is very funny. Yeah, I think it's because after this cutscene ends, I want to not hold crouch. Batman will generally crouch anyway, But when I hold crouch, I can't interact with the elevator. When I do hold crouch, I can't interact. When I don't hold crouch, it seems like I can. So I'm gonna just not hold crouch here. Maybe in the marathon I won't even crouch, just for safety reasons. Also, because world record doesn't crouch. I don't think just really know about it. Saves like a second maybe.
I never asked. What's the big secret?
Oh, not quite. It can save more, but too risky in a marathon, especially where you like soft block.
Never could stand a tattletale. That's why I like to work alone. No one to spoil the punchline. You should try it sometime. After all, you've seen what happens when you drag your friends into this crazy little
I think there's a lot on a challenge map. It's not a lot for any percent. Yeah, I'm able to still crouch, even without holding it. God, I hope this works.
Alfred! Alfred! You son of a bitch! You cut my communications!
Sir, are you okay? I've lost you.
You took your time.
Hang on a gosh darn minute.
Okay.
If Henry wasn't immune to mad clown disease, then that...
Alright, so now what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to get a Batmobile upgrade, then we're supposed to fight some tanks by Ivy's plant, then the Cloudburst gets released, which is the biggest thing, and then we decide to go look at Stag in order to find a way to destroy the Cloudburst. What we're gonna do is skip over to Stag directly. So, the way we do that is we already have storage and we got coordinates way back when on Stag, so what we're going to do is go over here and do a zip. And then we open this door here. And then we open it again. And this is going to spawn us inside of this predator, which is what we want. Yeah, and the skip is called Cloudless because the fear toxin technically you don't actually see the cutscene where the fear toxin gets released. The game's gonna not think that there's any clouds in the sky for the fear toxin. What? I don't know where this guy is. Yeah, it feels that way because this is not glitchless.
Alfred.
So now what we're gonna do is reload, because we can't really get out of the place the normal way. So what we're gonna do is zip out, and we don't actually have the right coordinates if we were to try to zip out now. So now we'll do a zip. And now we're going to do kind of the most complicated skip in the game, although it's the only reason why it's like hard is just that sometimes it doesn't work properly, just due to RNG. but it does save like a minute. I'll do some like I'll do some things to try to make it safe, more marathon safe.
You make it sound like you're still in the fight. Look out, it's Batman. Still waiting on that diagnostic report.
All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is there's this. So basically, what it is, there's this subway that we need to get to the end of, and we're basically gonna glitch our way to the end of it. The first thing we're gonna do is go into the subway, but then we're gonna exit it immediately. We just need to have this subway loaded in so that we can get up, like do some things. And then, so what happens is, we went to Stag and he gave us something called the Nimbus cell, which we need to put in our Batmobile in order to get our Batmobile working properly. Because the Cloudburst is released, even though it doesn't look like it.
She's dying. My toxin strikes at the minds of humans, but it leeches the life from her. Dr. Isley cannot stop me, but how noble you were to make her Gotham's first line of defense.
Okay, so now we'll repair our Batmobile.
I need to remove the power core slowly, or the failsafe lock will kick in.
Yeah, so now Batman is choking on ear toxin that totally is there, even though it doesn't look like it. Very dramatic. Very sensible. Yeah, more marathon save. I'm gonna shoot some shields to try to get some autosaves so that I can back it up a little from like a reload point without losing as much time. That's the main. That's what I mean.
Deep, slow breath. Deep, slow breath. All that effort must be tiring you out. You're getting...
There's still the fact that like Cloudburst Cobras and Cloudburst soft lock you, which is a problem. But I have like some backup saves for that, so in case that happens. And I'll be very aggressive with my bat snacking.
Give me a moment, Alfred. I'll be fine.
Alright, so now we're gonna head over to... We need to scan Ivy's plant. Before we scan Ivy's plant, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to a very specific spot to try to load in the subway. This is gonna let us get out of the Batmobile, because right now we can't. But if we go here, eventually we will be able to get out of the Batmobile.
Clear out as much as you can.
There, like that.
Then tell me where to find another.
There's a tree buried deep beneath Founders Island. The Miyagani people called her Ayana.
Now we'll scan for Ivy's plant. Okay. Now I'm gonna shoot this shield for an autosave, just in case. That's just like a marathon thing. Although I am technically doing this in my gear right now. This isn't a marathon, but normally I wouldn't do that.
It's a start.
Now we'll head into the subway. And load in the tunnel.
Ivy, your plant's buried too.
Alright, so now we do a zip. Basically, zipping is just a faster way of getting to the end of the tunnel. Yeah, hopefully I don't get spotted by these cobras. There's some cobras here, and basically the reason why this skip is really annoying is because sometimes the cobras can be in the wrong spot, and if they are, you're not able to get like the Batmobile into the right spot. It's very annoying. That's why nobody likes this skip. Anyway, so now we will go over here. I think I'm too low? No, I'm not. Okay, so you can just glide on over to here. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to look over here, call the Batmobile, and if it comes from this direction, then that's good. So we got it. And then what we'll do is very carefully have our Batmobile fall off the map. And if you're very careful about it, then the Batmobile will respawn inside of the tunnel. So that's what happened here. Now we need to do a second scan of Ivy's plant, but we can't actually scan right now for whatever reason. So what we're going to do is go over here, get an autosave, and now we'll be able to scan.
Buried too deep. I need to head underground.
Hurry, please.
Alright, so, actually a shield up here I can shoot.
I can help you crush these tanks, Batman, but you must stay close to the churchyard.
Dragon down! Multiple units.
Keep the fight near the churchyard, Batman. That's where I can strike.
Batman took out a drone. He just wasted a twin rattler.
I can help you crush these tanks, Batman, but you must stay close to the churchyard.
You cannot let her harden the bark. We'll never get it down.
It's like she knows exactly where to strike. Drone moving to flanking position. Drone's been hit. He's hitting us hard.
Scarecrow, Divinity's assault's taking heavy losses.
Don't fret. This tree won't make any difference. Ivy isn't strong enough to purify Gotham. No one is.
Twin rattler hit.
Keep the fight near the churchyard, Batman.
Alright, and then there's always like some straggling tank that that can be very annoying. Oops. I did not mean to get shot there, but I guess it happens sometimes. And now we'll go do the bane of my existence on every category, which is the Cloudburst Cobras. Fun fact, if I die here, I will actually soft lock the game, and I actually literally can't continue the run. So I do have backup saves in case that happens for the marathon. Okay. This is good RNG though right now, so... Right now, let's be a little more careful. I'm gonna go this way because I just don't want to. I don't want to die like I've done before.
There's nothing here. He's gone.
Return to patrol pattern. He'll slip up eventually.
Your escort is almost gone, Knight. Protect the Cloudburst. Withdraw.
You can't defeat me. The Cloudburst is too powerful.
And then this tank is very far, so that's unfortunate.
Finishing the job.
This is not the plan we agreed upon.
toxin, Batman. He wants you to suffer.
Okay. That was pretty good. It's like, you can never complain about a Cobra fight like that. Unless you're like, you have obscene high standards. Like, that fight can go so much worse. Oh, whoops.
Destroyed the cloudburst and could take out the tank as well.
I'm reconfiguring your scanner to locate the
So here, now this is the Cloudburst boss fight. What you have to do is you have to shoot 4 specific parts of the tank. Every time you shoot one, though, the Cloudburst goes into overcharge and like can drive really fast to shoot you. So you have to kind of avoid it. And the way that we generally try to do this is we try to go to the clock tower, which I'm at right now. And then we circle it, so then the Cloudburst will, it's basically like the easiest way of kind of cheesing the fight. I'm gonna just do this. Normally I'd want to shoot the sides first, but sometimes you just don't get that, and it's better to just shoot it than to wait. Yeah, so this is kind of it's not hard, but you do need to pay attention, otherwise the Cloudburst can like change direction and you won't notice, which is not good. Okay, and now we will do this again. So also the overcharge gets progressively longer each time you activate it. So so I think the first one is like 30 seconds, the second one is like 45 seconds, I think, and the third one is like a minute and a half or something. As a result, this split is actually almost an auto scroller. You should generally be able to get a very consistent time with this. The only like optimizations for it are the only real optimizations for it are trying to be a little riskier and like shoot it while like the Cloudburst is looking at you. It's very risky though. I don't know. Not everyone's comfortable with that. Especially because dying to the Cloudburst soft locks you. Alright, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to... Uh-oh. There we go. that was incredibly risky. And then what you do is you go under the clock tower while it's shooting these missiles at you, because one is the rockets that it shoots at you are going to hit the ceiling, which prevents you from getting damaged too much. Also, this puts you at a spawn point, because there are various spawn points you can have after the fight, and this puts you at the spawn point that's closest to our next objective. So that's just a little optimization. Thanks for the good luck. And so we're gonna punch the Arkham Knight in the face and find out that he's Joker. Joking, he's not. But Batman does have this weird tendency to like save people who are about to die, so that's why he saved Jason. Or sorry, did I say Jason? Who's Jason? Jason is 100% dead. Save the Arkham Knight.
Sir, the Arkham Knight.
Alright, so we're gonna now head over to Ivy to see if she's okay. Spoiler alert, she's not. She's actually gonna die. She's gonna die clearing the entire city of fear toxins, so she sacrifices herself. It's actually pretty touching.
this fleeting delusion of victory.
Alright, so now we hear that there's this mysterious radio broadcast at GCPD, so we're gonna go check that out. Spoiler alert, it's Gordon. Gordon is being held in the Arkham Knights headquarters, so we're going to just head on over there. We're gonna actually skip to the end of it. So the Arkham Knights headquarters has two parts to it, and we're basically gonna skip to the end of the first part because normally you have to like do a bunch of puzzles in order to get there.
Thanks, Batman.
So
I didn't think we were gonna make
first
it
we have to trigger the objective. And this, in my opinion, is probably the hardest skip in the game, or in the run, because everything that goes wrong is really your fault, but it's not easy to know like why it's your fault. Whereas like other skips, sometimes it goes wrong due to things that are like not your fault, which is frustrating, but yeah.
I've decoded a radio, Trent.
But yeah, hopefully I get this first try, because this is on like world record pace, but we'll see.
The fools in here actually think you're winning.
But yeah, I really have been having a lot of trouble with this skip. I think of the last GDQ hotfix I did, I also like messed this up 3 times. But anyway, so the idea is we will go over here. So what we do is we go here, we then do we glitch out of bounds. Did I have a mental breakdown in the last one? No. You can watch it. I was just a little bit, like, sad. We grapple up here. Then what we're gonna do is, go up here, load in this elevator, then slowly, carefully walk off. I don't know why this hasn't been working. This is so weird. I don't understand what... There we go. 1, 2, 3, and then dive. Then this is gonna unload. 1, 2, 3.5. Okay, and then you want to glide into this before this rock loads in, which didn't happen, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to do this backup,
beyond that wall.
Which is to basically you just do the same thing.
If I can lower the car on top of that drilling machine,
I'm gonna probably do another dive bomb. And then we want to get into this before the wall loads in. So there we go. So that's very unfortunate, but happens. Now we need to use our Batmobile, but our Batmobile doesn't actually exist right now. Okay. Yeah, so we reload from checkpoint, and when we do that, then our Batmobile will be in here. At least the backup worked. Yeah, the backup I think loses like 30 to 40 seconds or something. So. Alright, so now we're going to do Excavator. Basically, Arkham Knight is still alive. He is in this gigantic drill that will obliterate us. Fun fact, if you play this game at 90 FPS and you skip this cutscene, you'll die, which is really funny, I think. I've seen runners, actually that was happening to some runners. I didn't realize they were playing at 90 FPS, but yeah, that's why you can't play this at 90 FPS in runs. Actually, for this category, we actually do this at 30 FPS, because the glitches don't work at 60. But they don't work as well. Too many things change at 60. Alright, so now you can actually manipulate where Excavator spawns. So we're gonna do that. So first I'm gonna make sure that he spawns and then drives over here. And I also like to use first person for this, it's just easy. What the heck? It's just easier for me, because when you drive on like the side of walls, things get kind of weird. In my opinion. Some people are good at it, but I'm not. Some people make fun of me too for using first person. Please make this, thank you. Alright, so then we're gonna do this tunnel. This is the hardest tunnel in my opinion. There's like some rocks that you can get stuck on through kind of almost no fault of your own. It's difficult to kind of know.
We had a plan. He is going to suffer.
He is going to die.
I used to be good at that Arkham HQ skip, but now I'm not.
You can't stop me. You're gonna die down
I
here.
think GDQ, the last GDQ hotfix cursed me.
Face me, coward. Now I see you. You lied.
Okay, we didn't get stuck. Okay, and then we'll... Ooh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I haven't practiced that skip enough. I'm gonna probably practice it more for easy. That's like... I think Green messed it up in his world record, so I don't feel as bad about messing it up in this. Yeah, it's gonna be like a minute, I guess. Hopefully. No, he could have gotten a 222, not 221. God. Alright, so now we will head towards Gordon. Gordon is over here protected by all these ninjas. So we will deal with them. I haven't practiced this either in like forever, so hopefully this goes okay. It is normal, so I'm gonna have to treat it a bit more like hard. Aww. Okay. Alright, so now we find out that Arkham Knight is Jason Todd in that cutscene that we skipped. So now we have to fight him, doing 4 predators. The first predator is this, which is really easy. The rest are not as easy.
There's no helping me.
Yeah, Batmobile is dead. F's for Batmobile. The second one, what we do is we glide on over to Jason like this.
Joker got to you. I know what it's like. Don't pretend to understand.
No, the fourth one is harder than the first. Especially if you have, like, no health. Alright. I'm gonna just do this. Unfortunately, but
I learned how to take a little pain, Batman. I learned from the best. But you can't
right,
hurt.
then I'm gonna take this guy out on the escalator.
Optic deflection armor. Your sensors won't work.
And then what you can do is reload from checkpoint here, and then the Arkham Knight will be despawned, and also all the guys you took out before taking out the Arkham Knight will be despawned. Just a easier way of dealing with that. And now I get my smoke back, so that's the main thing. Yeah, smoke doesn't recharge on normal.
You're Robin, Jason. You're not what he made you. Stop! Stop talking to
This
me!
is losing time relative to world record, but whatever. This isn't actually a bad time.
So, guess that's...
Use your nose!
I actually think it's faster to fight those guys than use the generator. That's why I did that. It doesn't recharge indoors on normal.
I just want to say, working with Barbara, it was an honor.
Don't.
Even if you'd known what she was doing, you couldn't have stopped her.
Alright, so here, when we get to the top of this elevator, we're going to actually find that Barbara is still alive. So I was lying when I said that she was dead.
But I'll never forget taking a witness statement.
But yeah, and basically then some stuff happens. Basically, Gordon's trying to trade Batman in for Barbara. He's betraying us like a jerk. Then what's going to happen is Gordon's going to shoot us. Scarecrow doesn't like that. Scarecrow doesn't want us to die. So he then pushes Barbara off the building. Obviously, Batman's not actually dead. He has bulletproof armor, as you can tell probably by like the new Batman movie. But yeah, so we rescue Barbara, and then we will be in a bit of a pickle though. There's going to be a bunch of tanks that are going to be shooting at us.
I must admit I had my doubts.
And our Batmobile is destroyed. That might be a problem.
Where's the Batmobile?
Destroyed.
What?
Don't worry. Lucius made us bail.
This is a shame. I usually want to try to have the missile barrage hit those higher hit point tanks, but that doesn't always happen. And that tank was far enough away. so I didn't have to.
Chivalrous. Remember the time you carried me?
Alright, so now that we have Barbara back, you know, she's been kidnapped and stuff. Instead of letting her, you know, deal with that, we're gonna
I'll get you set up at the
stick her in front of a computer and have her help us some more. Maybe that's a good way to distract her from the fact that her dad's just been kidnapped.
He gassed you, Bruce. You don't need to worry about us or feel responsible. We're fighting with you, not for you, okay?
It's good to have you back. Cash, I found Barbara. I'm bringing her to the lockup.
She's alive. Thank God. What about Gordon?
He was captured by Scarecrow.
You gotta be kidding me.
We'll get him back, Cash.
I left him at the movie studios. He's fine.
Barbara, it's...
And then what we're gonna do is reload here because we're gonna do a zip later. That is a thing. So what we'll do is we're doing now is basically Barbara's trying to connect to her computers at the clock tower, but the militia is doing some bad stuff to them. It is not good. So we are going to deal with them. This PV is a year old. And it was world record at the time, so shut up. Okay.
I've downloaded the codes. I can aim at the drone or its designated targets and turn it against them.
Checking on man down. Cover me. Can you hear me?
What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna get this guy back on his feet. Come on, buddy, wake up. Batman!
Do you take pride in what you have reduced them to? The million babes your assaults exposed. I will do that to you, Dark Knight. I will peel back every layer of the Batman before the night is through.
Great. And
Okay. No. Really hope I can enter. Okay. Sometimes when you aggro like a car, you're not able to actually enter the GCPD.
Scarecrow should just give up, man. He ain't taking you. No way.
You think that's smart bringing the girl back here, Batman? Might as well kill her now.
Alright, so now the servers are hooked up or restored. We're gonna go talk to Oracle. You can talk to Oracle from through this wall, which is very funny. But then the GCPD is gonna start getting shot at by a bunch of tanks. So we're gonna have to save the GCPD from all of this. It's not very
We are not dying in here. We've
Fog. Over here, what we'll do is zip on out of here.
Now.
The home of Gotham's brave men and women.
Oracle, generators.
Alright, so we need to power the generators in order to open the door.
Power up the backup generator to get those doors open. Oracle.
Okay, now we'll do this tank fight. This tank fight is not easy on normal, even. It's definitely not easy on hard. On easy, it's pretty easy, but unfortunately, I have something called a bat snack. What that is what you do is you refill your armor, and when you refill your armor, it also refills your health.
Okay, next hack started. Batman, I've overcharged the tank's energy cells. It'll trigger an EMP when shot.
I've lost the drone. We've got a systems breach. Someone's inside.
Remove them.
I can't. As soon as I trace the source, it switches.
Barbara Gordon.
Hacking target.
Dragon's been taken out.
Batman, I've primed my tank to explode. Just fire the shot. Got one. Takeover protocol initiated.
He just wasted a twin rattler.
Got it. Hacking drone.
Drone down.
This will take under control. Good shot.
You cannot stop it, Batman. Their world is crumbling.
Strikes on multiple, sir. We need to stop the hack at its source, otherwise this is over.
Nothing's changed, Sergeant. Reduce that elephant to dust and this battle is ours.
Rattler offline.
Nice shot.
There's nothing left, sir. Nothing.
You played
Yeah, it's
your
faster
part.
on mouse and keyboard. Oh, you're supposed to exit the Batmobile, I forgot.
All drones destroyed. We did it. No, wait. Scarecrow's dropped infantry on the roof. They're trying to bypass the security lock. I can
Alright, so then the last part of this is we're going to fight these guys on the GCPD rooftop.
I can take the bastards out. You just set them up.
Order's on its way. Hang in there.
Ah. Ninjas attack like slightly faster on normal than they do on easy, so it's Unfortunate. Alright, so now we've saved GCPD from those guys. So what we'll do is go over to Panessa, because what we hear is that Gordon has entered Panessa, which is a problem because Robin is also in here. It's also funny because we're actually there and Gordon actually isn't here. He already came in, so...
So, there goes another boy wonder, lost to another super villain.
Yeah, so now we find that Tim has been kidnapped, which is not good. Barbara is not pleased with us about that.
Full of fear gas, then slit his little throat. Oh, what a waste. Ah, well. So it's decision time.
Yeah, so now we're gonna have to turn ourselves into Scarecrow in order to rescue Tim, so we're gonna actually do that.
New dynamic duo to hit the street.
Doesn't seem very smart, but like, you know, maybe Batman has some tricks up his sleeve.
Explain it to me again. The Scarecrow's gas got sucked away by a giant plant? That's right. And...
Are you crazy? You give up and we're done. Both of us. There's no coming back.
Your fears got the better of you, I see. How fitting that I will win, and Batman's life will be over. Not because of what I have done to your precious city, but because you are scared of what I will do to your friends, your family. They are your weakness, hiding just below the surface. I'm sure that you're scared of what will happen when I tear that mask from your face. What will we find? Your true identity, or proof that without your mask, you are nothing, impotent, powerless, afraid. Leave your equipment on that table, and we can find out.
Alright, so we're gonna give away our weapons. That's a very smart Batman. Thanks a lot. Anyway, so we're here. We're gonna... Yeah, someone's following us. We'll find out who that is after the run. We're not going to find out during the run.
The die is cast, Batman. And from now on, I need your undivided attention. The nightmare is almost over. Your failure almost complete. I can see it. And soon the whole world will see it too. Your eyes...
Yeah, but we're getting gas. You can like see like some of the light refraction from the gas, so that's not good. Getting gas is not one of my favorite things to have happen. Anyway, so we will now we're in Crime Alley. This is we're obviously hallucinating this, right? Because we run gassed. This is where Batman's parents got shot, so an Arkham game is not complete without this.
Such a happy couple. Shame about the kid, though. Poor little Bruce.
And here, Joker's gonna try taking over our mind, so we're gonna have to fight him off. Even on normal, you can do this without countering, and without holding a direction. I think that works, but we'll see. It definitely works on easy. But...
Admit it. Gotham's not been the same since I was gone. It all got a bit too serious. No worries. Uncle Jay will get him laughing again.
Unfortunate. What?
Just imagine the fun we'll have when I'm in charge.
Okay, this is really bad.
I can keep this up all night, Bat. My mind is willing, and your flesh is weak. It really is quite pathetic. Watching you hanging on like this, anyone would think you had something worth fighting for. Gordon and Robin are still in danger, Bat, and it's all because of you. You're like quicksand, you know that? Slowly sucking at you.
That was very slow.
You know you want
That, like, kills 226. That's okay. Yeah, they attacked... The guy attacked faster than I expected him to. Like, on easy I would have gotten away with it, but there was some guy who, like, punched me from behind. That, like, threw everything off, so then I needed to be, like, safer.
No denying it this time. You've got the mind of a killer. And that mind is mine. It's over, Bruce. You crossed the blood-red line. And now Scarecrow's going to set me free.
Anyways, on easy that shouldn't be as much of a problem. Alright, so here what's happening is Scarecrow has now unmasked us to the world and has injected us with fear toxin. So everyone knows now that Bruce Wayne is Batman, which, by the way, I don't think I explicitly mentioned that, so if that's a spoiler to you guys, then I'm sorry. So yeah, but the whole world knows now, and now we're basically doing more hallucinating. I'm gonna do an easy in the marathon. Normal is just so I can, like, finish a run. It looks like I am gonna finish this, so it's good.
Please! What will it take for you to stop? All right, cobblers. Because you
So here it's faster to shoot either Riddler or the hostage. It's easier to shoot both, so just do that. It's also, you can also shoot Penguin back there, but it's better not to.
Stop. Stop this madness. Please.
Yeah, so basically what's happened is Scarecrow has injected Batman with fear toxin, so Batman has now basically become Joker. He's injected with so much fear toxin, and you can kind of see that, like, Batman is tied to this gurney, looking like Joker.
Free to see the city you swore to defend, tear
So,
Free
however, Joker is gonna act like Joker, and Scarecrow's gonna misinterpret that as Batman not being afraid, when in fact Batman has succumbed to his greatest fear. So there might be some interesting side effects when Scarecrow injects him with more toxin, which he obviously is gonna do, because Scarecrow likes, if he doesn't think people are afraid, he's obviously gonna inject them with more toxin.
Why aren't you scared?
times.
Yeah, so now we will go through this Joker hallucination.
Anyway. Trying to tell me something, Bats?
And some weird things are happening where we see these Joker graves. They look a little bit too small.
Oh, no, it's too small. It's all overgrown. Where's the head? See, old boy?
We're getting these Batman statues popping out. There's this wake here that Harley organized that nobody's attending except her.
Harley? You call this a wake? Where is everybody? The doctor sent me invite. Harley, stop your sobbing and wrestle me up away. Harley! Harley! I know what you're trying to
Alright, so here there's a... Yeah, and then there's this radio, Joker dies, Gotham doesn't care. It's kind of weird.
So, Glenn, today marks the 1-year anniversary of the Joker's death. Any thoughts on the occasion?
Sorry, who?
The Joker?
Oh, you think that's scary, Bats?
Oh gosh.
Get out of here, I'll write my name in blood on every street corner. I'll carve it on every corner.
Okay, so here there's going to be a motion sickness alert. I'm going to be spinning the camera very fast.
How do
So
I get out of here?
if you don't like it, then you should turn your turn away. Basically what I'm trying to do is there are these Batman statues that are going to pop out, and what I'm trying to do is get them to pop out as fast as possible. And the fastest way of doing that is like this. Now the thing is that I think what it is you have to spawn in like maybe 60 or so Batman statues. I don't actually know what it is, but basically this is like the fastest way of advancing to the next part of the game. So unfortunately this is what we have to do, to sacrifices we have to make to save time.
Out of ideas, Bats?
So that was an excellent Batman pop out. That was 522. Is really good. It's incredibly good.
So long, Bats. Hell of a ride, but I'm getting off. Oh, you almost had me scared back there. Me? What have I got to be afraid of?
You're afraid of being ashes. You're afraid of being forgotten. And you will be forgotten, Joker. Because of me.
Yeah, so basically what's happened is that now that we've turned into Joker and been injected with fear toxin, we're succumbing to the Joker's greatest fear, which is being forgotten. That's what's happening right now. So we're going to basically lock the Joker up in a little corner of our mind, and then the Joker is going to be forgotten in our mind. And so this is basically what's happening right now. And yeah, that's the end of the run. I guess in the actual marathon I need to tell them that timing stops after the last punch.
I need you.
But yeah, I'll do that. And yeah, so then we'll watch like the rest of the cutscene. Because now basically what's happened is Batman is immune to Scarecrow's fear toxin, which is interesting.
Do you understand, Gotham? You have no savior. No more hope. No more Batman. I've won.
I'm not afraid, Crane.
Impossible.
Well, Big Head Mode, this is very funny. Sticks his gun into his head. And basically, the person who was tracking us was Jason, who now isn't the Arkham Knight. Now he's Red Hood, who's basically a vigilante, kind of like Batman, but he likes to kill people. So he rescues us, and so now we inject Scarecrow with his own fear toxin and have saved the city. But the world does know who Batman is, so that's not good.
What's wrong? Scared?
No.
And thanks for the GGs, everyone.
He's strong. He's going to be okay.
Look after him, Jim. Look after them all. You've been a good friend. The best I could ask for. You were there at the beginning. And now, you get to see how it ends.
Yeah, this is like the easiest world record, relatively speaking, on the leaderboard, I think. I guess 240% might be easier, or like New Game Plus any percent, but this one's probably one of the easier ones.
Best gift you've brought us all
Maybe
night.
glitchless normal.
I can't believe he showed up.
So Bruce Wayne, huh? If it's all the same to you, I'll stick to Batman.
No, no.
You sound scared, Crane. Get used to it.
It's over. The whole world knows. What now?
Gotham still needs Batman. For one last night.
And then?
Prepare the Nightfall Protocol.
Are you sure?
There's no other way, Alfred.
It needs voice confirmation.
Martha.
Very good, Master Bruce. You can be sure your instructions will be followed.
Yeah, the obligatory, why did you say that name? Okay, anyways, that's the end of the run, so thanks everyone for watching.